Hello and welcome back to the Reference Point Podcast. I'm your host Paulo, and today I'm joined by my fungal co-host Anthony and a very special guest,
Olivier.
And today we're going to be talking about The Last of Us Season 2. We're going full spoilers ahead because, it's the end of the season, and it's based on a video game that came out 4 years ago?
2020.
Yeah. So we're going to just go all in for spoilers.
The game was definitely better than the series.
100%, yes.
We're all in agreement already.
But until I will still rate the series a solid 7, I would say.
Okay, that's
Yeah. There were some differences between the two, and I like almost all of them. I like the side that gives the view that it gives us on the series, on the characters. But there's one particular thing I didn't like about the show: the death of Eugene.
Oh, really?
Because this is the character death that is not the same thing at all as in the game.
Yeah.
And this is a thing I didn't like. I know they wanted to show something about Joel's character, but the big difference between the two it bothers me a lot.
I gotta say, from the bottom of my heart, The Last of Us 2 has a very special place in my heart. The first time I ever left the house during COVID was to go to Walmart to buy this game. I went to Walmart to buy The Last of Us Part 2 on PS4. First time I left the house during the COVID, when you thought you'd go outside and you'd fucking die or something.
You dealt with your own infected out there.
Exactly.
You had to go on a smuggling run.
And yeah, pretty much, and it wasn't as intense as any of the moments in the game, but it was still great. So, in this game, I remember sitting down and playing this for the first time, and this was a game that I sat down and it blew me away. Because the story is so original and so different. I remember playing this, I'm like, wow, this is incredible. Just the presentation of the game, the gameplay, the story, everything works for me. Then I went online and I saw, holy shit, people do not like this game. People are angry at this game. Why? Because they're mistaken. Because they're mistaken, that's why. So,
okay, alright.
That being said, so the show for me, I was always going to watch it and be like, oh, they didn't do this right, or oh, this is kind of different, ooh, this is kind of different, I don't know. The way the game tackled this story, in my opinion, is much better, much more subtle, much more mature. All around, I find it a lot better, a lot more compelling.
I still think the first season is vastly superior in terms of adapting the source material. And the first part of season 2, had me, but then as it was building up, it was kind of starting to really weigh on me on how much of they deviate and how the writing really lacks. And the point is really clubbing you over the head when you actually compare the clips directly from the game versus the show. And it just really shows how they really kind of nailed it the first time with the game, and how this new season, rather than the show The Last of Us in general, feels a lot more like it was written for the masses.
The stuff to me that really excelled the show was all the original scenes. Like when they're showing a bit of Isaac and I forgot the character's name, but Alana Urbach's character. That stuff was very good, very compelling.
I really liked Isaac in this series.
Yeah, that stuff was good. Even the whole episode of Joel flashbacks, they changed some stuff, and I'm like, this is a really good episode. I like what they're doing. Yeah. I actually did like the way they killed Eugene in the show. I'm going to be honest, I found that whole segment, the way it played out, was kind of incredible. And that was actually personally my favorite episode, the Joel flashback ones.
The 6th one, yeah.
Joey Pants.
Yeah, Joey Pants showed up. Why does Ellie have a Matrix poster when Joey Pants is on the Matrix poster? So he's in the show, but he's also on the poster in the room. It's kind of weird. It makes no sense.
And speaking of not making sense, this is actually a detail that really bugs me. They're performing songs that came out after 2003.
Oh yeah, for real.
I was like, okay, come on, fuck, for real,
no.
Just you know what, look, if you're trying to do all this attention to detail where you use old packaging for this, you use movie posters or albums or whatever from this era, then why the fuck are you singing songs that came out in 2013 or it's annoying. Just there are plenty of songs that came out before the 2000s that would have perfectly applied to this season.
These songs are not thematically relevant. That song is basically the core of the game and of the show. I get why they reused Future Days from Pearl Jam. It's fine.
But it didn't come out in the right time.
But guess what? It's a made-up universe, so in that universe it came out in 2001. Who gives a shit? It's not that serious.
I don't know. But
there's zombies and there's mushrooms that can eat you, but God forbid a song that came out in 2013 came out in 2003 in that universe.
if you're gonna put in all that detail for your set design, go all the way. Don't fucking half-ass it, in my opinion.
The song is relevant to the show.
Guys, in the comments below, prove him wrong by telling us a song that would be the same relevance thematically to
please
future
do that.
dates.
And I'll prove you wrong when I reply. Like, every time I would see a straight adaptation, I was like, okay, the game did it better, you know.
Yeah.
Even the last scene when Abby finally shows up, I'm like, oh, this is where they're gonna end it. This is where it ends, and I told everyone it's gonna end with a cliffhanger of Abby shooting Jesse in the head and going, "We let you live and you wasted it."
It wasn't as messy as in the game.
Yeah, because she didn't shoot. Maybe not. Okay, if you didn't play the game, we're gonna spoil this. But she shoots Tommy in the face right after.
Shoot him
Exactly in the face, like, and but he lives, so that's good for him. Thank God.
Yeah, but he's gonna look like the guy in that Cher movie.
Don't worry, Mr. Sims. I look weird, but otherwise I'm real normal. Everything will be cool. Thanks a lot. See you next week.
Yeah, he looks like the Phantom of the Opera, to say the least.
So I guess what would be some of the major differences that really worked versus what didn't work?
I didn't like, honestly, and now that I've seen the whole season, I talked about this on my Instagram written review. I wasn't a huge fan of them revealing Abby within the second scene of the show. They already said who she was, and then by the time she kills Joel, you literally know her entire motivation, which I found was like, oh, there goes the entire surprise. Whereas in the game, the halfway point happens, we let you live, and you wasted it, and you see a flashback, and you realize, holy shit, he killed her dad. That's why she hates him. That makes sense. And then you slowly play out her days, and you're like, wow, okay, this is even better than Ellie's story, in my opinion, which I can't wait to see next season.
Yeah.
Because her story is going to be incredible. I just found even a lot of the character choices for Ellie, the biggest one for me, like the biggest thing that stuck out, was Ellie's character. Because in the game, this girl is like
Psychotic.
She's like an animal. Like even like that scene when Joel's dying, the way she switches from "oh, don't do it, please don't do it," to "I'm going to fucking kill you. I'm gonna kill you. You guys are not gonna live," is crazy in the game. And it's like you see, oh my god, the performance by Ashley Johnson is incredible. Not to say Bella Ramsey is not good in the show; she's great in the show. It made her character a lot nicer, you know.
In the show, she have a little guilt about
Yes.
what she does.
Yeah.
And in the game, we see like 2 or 3 scenes of guilt, but not
Exactly.
more than this.
But that's exactly it. And in the game, I buy this path of revenge, the cycle of violence she started, in that you're playing through the game, you're murdering a ton of people, and the screams, like, I'm sorry, I remember playing the game, the screams sometimes get to you of like, when you shoot somebody in the leg and they're like screaming for their lives, you're like, holy shit.
Yeah, it's like, fuck, did they actually record real?
Yeah, like, did they actually behead some dude in the Naughty Dog basement? Like, it's
think
crazy.
about the realism of the thing. In the real life, you cannot like. She tried once in the show to like go with Jesse to do 2 against 6 or 7 people, and Jesse just told her, just don't do it because you're gonna get killed. And this is a realism of it. In the game, you don't have this. She just kills everyone.
But that's the thing, in the game, even though you're able to do this, it builds up this like sense of violence and in the show, she kills, by the end of the season, 3 people. 3 whole people. 1 by accident, 1 on purpose because he pulled out a gun, and another one was a random jobber who cares. Nor if they even end up admitting, which was a brutal death in the game, and she goes back to the theater in the game and like is clearly affected by what she did, but she did it anyways, and she doesn't really regret it much. She's just haunted by what she did. Even that they couldn't give us. They couldn't give us 1 more death.
Well, you're right about the game being better than the series, of course. One thing I would say is Pedro Pascal acting is insane in the series. I mean, he's a great actor, and the scene I think I like the most about his acting is that scene actually. His face, his expression in his face while he's dying it was really great, and the thing he said right before the thing he said is like
Shut the fuck up and get over it.
shows really a nice side about his character, and I also really like the beginning of the 6th episode. Is it? Am I right? When they show his father and his brother. They don't show this in the game.
That was a scene that I found really added a lot. Even the way it ties into the end of the episode, that he tells the same thing to Ellie. I remember watching that's fucking incredible. I found all the actors and actresses did a great job. I don't think there's anyone who did bad. Isabel Merced as Dina is incredible. She is so funny and so good, and great character. Caitlin Dever, I'm not sure how to pronounce her name, I'm sorry. As Abby. Does she look like Abby from the game? Not really. Does she look like Ellie from the game? Kind of. But she was, I found in the 2-3 scenes she was in, I thought she was incredible. I kind of get why they couldn't get that,
Buff
steroid chick. The casting.
Yeah,
they're casting for the acting, not for the physicality more than anything.
Yeah.
And which leads us to my next point of Bella Ramsey as Ellie, in that she's great and she's a great actress. She's incredible in the show, and people online are so fucking mean because she doesn't really look like Ellie. And to me, it's you're just judging for the visual, and that's it's a new interpretation. It looks different. She does an incredible job. Every single thing she does in the show is great. Maybe if that Caitlin Dever player would be like, oh yeah, that looks like Ellie from the game, but I thought she was great as Abby. And honestly, if you would ask me 2 years ago who'd you cast as Ellie from Last of Us Part 2, I'd probably say Caitlin Dever. She was great in Uncharted 4.
I liked Pedro Pascal. Even in Wonder Woman 84, he was good.
Yeah, exactly. And that was a piece of shit movie that all disgusting. I don't want to think about that in the movie. Let's change subjects.
Wonder Woman basically sexually assaulted him.
No. Stop reminding me.
One thing I was a little bit annoyed over was that they cut most of the museum scene.
Yes.
I liked that scene a lot, and it had a lot of cute character moments, like the Hatosaurus and all that. But they built the whole set for it, so it means they did film it. It's why would you cut that?
And they don't want these shows to go too long, I guess. There's a lot of good imagery in that museum. There's even a symbol of the wolves attacking, the wolves. There's the firefly symbol that Ellie looks at, and it says liars, I think I remember. And I remember it's a lot of powerful imagery in the museum, and they kind of just got that all out.
I remember Joel talked shit about Lost World, and I was like, you're in the sequel, that's bad too, my friend.
Yeah, the sequel is better than the first one, but yeah. No,
for Lost World, I agree, yeah.
Yeah, sure. Whatever you say, buddy.
Overall, I enjoyed a lot of the changes, the introduction of Joel's father with the scene with the brother was great. I like pretty much all the original stuff.
Yeah.
Again, it's just the subtleties with Ellie's character of the guilt and even spelling things out of what she did and what she was doing. It's it just really takes you back where you're okay, this is clearly being written for that Walking Dead audience, the general masses, for the zombie apocalypse
there is
stuff.
Even the porch scene, which I found was brilliantly placed at the end of the game. They put it in this season, and I can only complain so much. I get why they did it. I'm not gonna pretend like I don't. But it's even you have Joel telling her oh, I love you, more than you could ever imagine and stuff. It's in the game you didn't have to say it because we know.
The show is for the people that never played the game.
Yeah, exactly.
So they need to know that kind of thing. Maybe it needs to be expressed.
And that's why I'm jealous of the people who haven't played the game, because to me, if I hadn't played the game, I would have thought the show was flawless.
That's the first season actually before playing the first game.
Yeah. Okay.
For the second game, I played the second game before watching the series, and this is a mistake.
Yeah. Because even the first season, I remember there was a lot. We didn't talk about this too much on the show, but even the first season, there was a lot of stuff I liked, but I always thought the game was better, but it was never by a long shot. This one I felt they did a lot more changes, and I felt like a long shot. It was better.
Yeah.
So honestly, I would say I kind of just a little bit more prefer the show for season 1 than the game. I don't know, there's something about how the show did stuff. I guess also the novelty of seeing Pedro Pascal and all that. The episode with Nick Offerman was fantastic.
Yeah,
so that's why for me there's a lot of great stuff there where I was I could say I enjoy that. It's something I could definitely see myself rewatching.
I've complained about live action remakes. How many times? A lot of times. Because I find what they do with these live action remakes is that they take an incredible movie and they turn it into a good movie. And they'll make it again, and it's good, but it's not as good. So it's longer and worse. So why would I want to watch it if it's longer and worse? But The Last of Us, I'll watch it because, let's be real, they're taking a game and they're bringing it into a new medium, which is a show, instead of doing a movie into a movie. I could tell my friends, you should watch this show. My friends who aren't gamers, you should watch it, and they'll watch it. They're like, that was incredible, I love it. I can't tell them, yeah, you should watch somebody play the game. They're like, you're a fucking idiot, get the hell out of my face. Don't tell people to watch a game, somebody else play a game. It's not the same. It's not the same.
The fucking island shit in the last episode. What the fuck were they thinking? Ellie's going in one direction. She gets overtaken by a wave, ends up a mile or two away on the island, conveniently. So she got caught. She gets strung up. You think she's gonna actually fucking get murdered. Like, no, the wolves are attacking, so they're just letting her go. And then she finds a boat again, because, you know, the boats that she was in originally survived being fucking taken out by a wave. And then she just goes back doing the same thing. It's like, okay, you know, you could have literally just taken that literal 5 or 8 minute sequence and put that towards the Mel and Owen scene.
I don't know about you guys, but when the aquarium scene began, I was waiting for the dog scene.
Yeah.
I was waiting so much for a dog death scene.
Once again, the show is holding back in that they don't kill the dog. Granted, did I want to see that? I don't really know if I did. I don't think I did.
I mean, to be fair, I'm kind of glad, because, look, I don't want to watch a fucking dog die.
It's kind of funny.
The pregnant lady's okay.
I would have liked maybe they showed dogs earlier.
Yeah.
The show and I was waiting for it.
Me too. And that, like, it's so funny that people are like, yeah, the violence against like these children and men and women, like, yeah, we could watch that. Like, it's okay seeing the murder and everything.
The late term abortion.
Literally, God forbid a dog dies. This is like unwatchable. Like, I can't see this. But a person, nah, we good. But a dog is like, no. Like, people couldn't play the game because there was dog killing. It's like, oh, well, that's crazy to me. Like,
you know, it's wild that there was actually fucking like a lot of child death.
Yes, especially this season. Yeah. But the dog is too much. The dog's too much.
I mean, I don't blame him. Like, you know, I unironically felt infinitely more sadder for a dog death that didn't even happen versus any of the deaths we've seen in this season.
In the game, it's kind of weird because, like, you know, the dog dies and then, like, 5 minutes later it flashes back and playing catch with it. So
You see the development of
exactly.
They robbed Ellie of her character arc. They robbed the dog of its character arc.
Hey, you know what? I gotta say, PETA, or whatever they're called, is definitely on their case because both animals that died in the game survived. The Shimmer and Alice the dog.
Yeah, that's true.
So, good on them.
No, I'm not good on them. Fuck PETA.
Yeah, I guess. Anyway. But what I also really liked about the show is I found the show had a lot of strong direction. Like, the way it's shot is really well shot, and like I really like the nighttime scenes are really well made and everything about it. Like the set design's incredible.
Oh yeah, the set design's phenomenal. Like, look, because I love the fucking abandoned aesthetic, like seeing industrial buildings with like overgrowth. I
like
go wild for it. Yeah, that was so fucking cool. I never thought I would say a Costco looked cool.
But like seeing the way they adapted some of the stuff from the game, like, wow, this is like incredibly accurate.
And even put the retro Costco sign, but they couldn't fucking put another song instead of Future Bass.
Oh my god.
But you see what I mean? You have this amazing attention to detail for the set design, for the dialogue, for the, like, everything, and then you just do that. It's, I don't know, it's just like one of those things where it's like, did nobody try, at least try?
Yeah, but they, if you listen to the last of Us podcast, they said, oh, we have to find a workaround to see how we can do this. Like, it comes out 2013. And then they realized, holy shit, wait a second, it's not that fucking important, because we could just do it anyways. Oh! Because who fucking cares?
I care, and it's important to me.
Yeah, well, you know what? You know, this is why Lost World, he said it was bad.
You know what? I don't appreciate the slander.
It's okay, it was better than Dominion.
I like the fact that they're saying, like, oh yeah, a cure would have happened. I think it's better. It's better if they would have left it ambiguous. So it's like it might not have actually worked. And I feel like it adds a lot more agency to Pedro Pascal wanting to rescue her, where it's like that small doubt, that small bit of anxiety of like, what if she doesn't make it, and then it's all for nothing.
Yeah. That's the fundamental. It's a fundamental misunderstanding of the story. It's a fundamental misunderstanding that you're saying this. You completely misunderstood it. The whole point is that the cure 100% works. Oh, the science behind the mushroom. It's a fucking made-up story. If you can't believe a cure could be made, like, stop watching the show. Like, why do you not believe in this? the whole point is that the cure, no matter what, would work. And it's why Joel is selfish. It's why he made the decision. It's why it's a hard decision. If it's a 50-50 shot, you can't blame the guy.
Yeah.
Because the 50-50, oh yeah, she might die, so you know what, let's not take this risk. Okay, the guy, honestly, is not exactly wrong. This case, he could save humanity, he did it because humanity took everything away from him already. That's the whole point of the game.
Yeah.
That's why he does the choice.
Right.
So if you make it an option that, yeah, maybe she would have died, you took away from the story. Yeah. And that's the way you want to do it.
And Ellie would have felt different about all this.
Exactly.
I don't appreciate being yelled at on my show.
I'm sorry. Maybe the cure wouldn't have worked. Play the game again. It's a
They removed it in the special. They removed it in an update.
You say that, but people will believe you.
It's true, guys. They removed it in update 1.12.
But my point being, the whole point is that it works. It's supposed to work. And I don't understand how people go online and say, yeah, a fungus is not curable, so I don't understand how it wouldn't have worked. It's a fucking made-up game. What do you mean? It's not real, buddy. The whole point is that you make the jump. You have to believe. Dude, it's not that serious. I don't get why. It's like saying Futurist came out in 2013 and you can't listen to it in 2003. It's not that serious. I don't understand why people always make this a complaint. You're misunderstanding the whole point for triviality. And it doesn't make any sense.
I don't know, I kind of like it better when it's a 50-50 shot.
What about you, 50-50 or
I
what
want
you
to
said?
say
You know what I mean?
this one because he's right. It explains a lot of the story and a lot of the Ellie reaction about all this and yes, for it like this. I prefer it when it's she could have been saved, but he just decided not to.
Exactly.
He just decided not to because he's this type of guy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's why it makes the Abby story even compelling because did Joel exactly do the right thing?
I mean, maybe that he did the right thing for her. When he died, I was, even if the game, I was kind of a bit relieved. Because, no, I mean, he kind of deserved it. He did kill a lot of people for this.
I always found like it was funny when people went online and complained about Joel dying because they made him seem like such a wholesome, nice guy. Like, how could they kill such a nice dude? It's like, actually fucking killed a lot of people. It was gonna catch
yeah.
Like, and people are like he's a cartoon character. Like, I remember online someone was like, people are acting like he's Winnie the Pooh.
I've become a bit undone at the seam, it seems.
It's because they saw the father figure in him, and I think they related to that to some level, and that's what they wanted. And so seeing like a father figure be killed is like damaging.
And the problem is, these people then couldn't make the jump for the second half of the story and as to why this happened.
All
makes
this
sense.
All this to say, no, the 50-50 thing might have been okay.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. It wasn't okay.
If you like what you saw here, let us know in the comments. Do you agree with us? Do you want to bring up 4-year-old discourse about The Last of Us 2 and Joel, Abby, and all that? Put it in our comments. We definitely need the interaction.
Please do. I love arguing.
Do you...
I'm gonna hate comment back. Don't worry.
I'm just gonna say sorry for the spoilers for the third season.
You can follow us on social media at RefPoint Podcast, on TikTok at the RefPoint Podcast. Subscribe to OIR TV, leave a like, and anything you'd like to plug?
I mean, if you like rock and roll, go listen to our album from Johnny Turbo called One and Herbie ça rock and roll.
Et supportez vos magasins de bande dessinée.
Don't forget to support your local comic book stores.
Merci les garçons.
Yeah.